All right, guys, listen, we got to have a conversation. We got to have a discussion. No intro today, all right, because we got to get serious on them today. So forgive me, all right? Derrick Jaxn. Last time that I talked this young man's name, I said it was going to be the last time that I was going to talk about him. I was sadly mistaken. There's been some recent events that have unfortunately happened, culminating to another young lady, which is be the third, that has gone and given very explicit details, receipts, audio, as well as visual to Tasha K, as well as an interview, which gives you a lot of information of the person behind the person. Okay. Now, let me start off this conversation and say this is that I've throughout my uploads regarding this particular situation, and especially being on the side of YouTube that I am, I've been particularly lenient, especially in my very first video, because it was just an accusation. It was one person. But as the accusation have come out from person 2 to now person 3, which out of everybody is probably the most credible source thus far, because it seems like it was more than just, but it seems like it was a legit mistress, that she didn't know that she was a mistress, that he kept going back to time and time again. And she seems like she knows him a lot. Now, the particular conversation, I'll leave a link to Tasha K's video down in the description box down below. Feel free to go up there and listen to it. It's so much. It's so long. I can't go over it in the brief time that we have here today. But there's a couple of things that was made abundantly clear. Okay. And my believability has gone up with each accusation, and with this one, the receipts are so damning and the intricate. And here's the thing. These women are coming out with just the truth. There's no benefit of them coming out, right? And I would say there'd be a component of a benefit for the first 2 that came out and released their identity, pictures of them. You can find out who they are. But the third one did not. And the third one did not also, too, because she's a professional woman. She lives in the Atlanta area right now. She's not from there. And she's a doctor or a surgeon or something like that. And so she doesn't want her information released. So there's really no benefit of her saying all of this besides just speaking her truth, speaking her piece, and letting us all know the type of garbage human being that he actually is. Now, after listening to the video, here's my formal assessment. Derrick Jaxn is a master manipulator. Master manipulator. Oh, he's good. He's good. He's a fusion between Pookie and Ray Ray. Both of them. He did the fusion dance. Both combined. Now I've had people in my past that have done some sneaky shit, some real manipulating, dirty shit. But what I'm hearing and what's coming out, the fact that he's using God as some type of wedge between him and accountability, the way that he was clutching his wife's hand during the video when we never seen the wife before, when we've never seen the kids. I mean, this young lady was talking about things such as like, she didn't even know that he had, of course, not a wife, but no children. That the car seat that you see in the back seat of all of his videos, which is used as a technique to make women and especially single mothers love him. She said she's never seen the car seat. There were allegations that this lady had gotten pregnant and he acted like he wanted to keep the baby. And like all of the mind games within that, there's allegations regarding sexual misconduct, that he's a sexual deviant, like that he's masturbating outside in the parking lot, sending her videos while she's in surgery. These are all allegations. All right. And activities like this were happening up until a week ago. I mean, the news just hit a week ago. So when the wife is talking about that this ish has been done for months and that he's found the Lord and that she's seen a change in him, But he has still essentially been doing all of this literally up until the point that it has gone live. And now he's calling her, saying, don't talk to the paparazzi. Now, a lot of you guys are probably saying, well, how does she know about this? Well, she's a surgeon and she self-admittedly claims that she's not on social media at all. At all. So she just had no clue regarding him and the situation. But the receipts that she has, and she's saying things specifically like, he's never talked about God in front of me, which leads me to conclude he will tell lie after lie after lie in order to save face, to keep the facade of Derrick Jaxn, the influencer, as opposed to Derrick Jaxn, the scumbag, the dirtbag. He'll do anything. This is some master manipulator shit. Now, I've gone particularly easy on him throughout the previous videos that I've done on him. And again, it was at the point of accusation. You got to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I think that I can understand how this can snowball like this, the difference between him being the influencer and him in his personal life. But I take the majority of that ish back because I no longer wish the family well. I now am concerned for the wife. I am concerned for the family because it seems as though he would lie to anybody in order to keep up the facade. There's something that's very interesting. One of the things that has happened is the wife has had much more of an opportunity to let her story be told and to heard. And what's clear is that she is completely like a religious zealot. And listen, when I see that zealotry, is that a word? When I see it as much as what I see her doing that, I think of very emotionally and intelligently, perhaps, weak people. And here's the thing is when you don't have your own values, your own structures, your own beliefs that are not tied to how someone else can shift and form the ideas in your head through the use of doctrine, the use of mantra, right? They can use that in order to form your reality. And you push so much of that malformed reality into who you are as a person that your world is completely at the whim of this misshapen version of reality. And when I see her so devout within that, to the idea to push off any of the detractors, any of the opinions from folks that are concerned of her and her situation, I see someone that no longer has the capabilities to make decisions for themselves because they will allow the lies, the manipulation. It's clear here that he's so much of a master manipulator that he uses emotional abuse tactics to get what he wants out of the situation, to get what he wants out of his wife. And what has also come out into the light is there is an allegation towards physical abuse as well. Yes, all 200 and whatever pounds of Derrick Jaxn on his wife. There was an allegation during that clip as well. Guys, to know that the whole God thing is a show, like, I mean, obviously we all kind of figured that already. To know all of that, like, what brings me to this point of just pure and utter concern for the family. I think that the family members, I think that the friends need to step up. I think they need to step into the position of making sure that everybody in that situation is relatively okay, because knowing the degree of liar that he is, this is a person that will emotionally beat you down into the pavement to get what he wants out of you. It's clear now more than ever that this is just not a person who got so far away from who he is as a person, as an influencer, and was trying to keep up the facade through whatever mistakes that he made, 1-2 mistakes, but as this person that apparently was way more close to him than the former ladies is describing the emotional tactics and beating her ear with manipulation to the degree of what he was, that this guy is a complete animal. He's a complete savage. It's clear that all of his videos were all made up. It was all made up. It was all facade. It has nothing to do with him personally. He was just talking shit in order to get the bag. And during this time too, on my channel, I get people to come to my channel that is still like, nah, still giving the benefit of the doubt. Everybody makes mistakes. I mean, what other information or evidence do you want? You understand what I'm saying? Like, what other shit do you want? What other shit? And, I think it also comes to, some people have not encountered evil people before. And so their propensity to believe evil shit is just not there because they grew up in pretty decent family environments. They never had no human nature shit happen to them. But this is what can happen when you go outside of your masculinity and you dive into the negative components of what makes up your masculinity and use that to get over on people. I mean, this is truly just some shameful shit, but it is what it is. I just wanted to talk about it for a little bit. I'll leave a link to the entire video. Go up there, have fun watching the video, but we don't sip the teas and shit over here. I'm just trying to recount the shit off of memory. I might have left some shit out, but this is truly some deviant shit that we had to really talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because I can no longer stand idly by and, kind of be one-sided with this shit because, you got to call a spade at the end of the day. All right. I understand that it's just an accusation at this point, but the intricacy, again, of what she was able to talk about and get into, she says she's got cameras in her house, and I believe her at this point. I believe her. All right. So, guys, we had to talk about this real quick. Listen, guys, at the end of the day, this is the type of shit that has to be called out. I don't stand for the physical, the emotional abuse, and you shouldn't either. And I know the majority from his perspective, you don't. But also, if you know anyone in and around your life that is lying, cheating, stealing, don't stand for that ish either. What we lose sight on occasion is that evilness has the propensity to be evil. Really and truly. And there's those that do not have the ability to speak up for themselves, to talk about what they are going through because they're between a rock and a hard place. I mean, honestly, either she is so believing of the meaning of marriage and she refuses to get divorced, or she's in on it. I mean, or that as well. But that to me is way less likely. It's way less likely. So this story actually concludes he opened up a gag order on the doctor. But these receipts that Tasha K is talking about is apparently before the gag order was enacted. All right. So hopefully this is the last time that I'm going to talk about this situation. I'm not going to say it's going to be the last, but we got to continue to call out BS like this. This has simply transitioned from a cheating story of an influencer that stood for everything but cheating to the story of how a master manipulator, expert narcissist, Derrick Jaxn ruined his career. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. That's all I want to do for the outro right now. I didn't bless you guys with the intro, so I'm not even going to the outro like that. It is what it is. We got to continue on having these types of conversations because we got to be able to call it out at the end of the day. Until next time, you two. Peace.